What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking about the infamous Roze skin in Warzone. I'm sure most of you guys know exactly which skin I'm talking about, but for those that don't, this is the skin I'm referring to, and this is the one that you would unlock when you reached Tier 100 of the paid Battle Pass for Season 5 of Modern Warfare. To my knowledge, that was the only way that you could unlock that, and if you didn't unlock it at that point, there is no way of currently getting it. You can't buy it, you can't complete a challenge to get it. Basically, if you missed out on it, too bad, you can't get this. Now, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it does show up in a bundle in the store or something. I don't usually check the store all that often because I don't buy bundles. But to my knowledge, it is unobtainable for anybody that doesn't already have it. And this skin in particular is talked about quite a bit in Warzone, and it's usually people that are very upset with this skin. And the reason for this, if it wasn't obvious enough already, this skin has just no contrast to it, and it is completely black. And therefore, it blends into darker areas and into shadows very well, and that's something no other operator or skin in this game that I'm aware of at least can do, or at least not nearly as effectively. To top that off, it's also a very small character model, and while all of the hitboxes themselves are the same for every character model in this game, the size of the character model itself still is important because it has a psychological impact on your aim, and also there's just a smaller chance of a part of you sticking out around cover compared to a larger character model. But that's a much smaller issue that's more so just tacked on top of the main issue, which is the fact that it is completely blacked out, and there's basically no contrast at all in the character model. And this will lead to situations where a Roze skin will be practically invisible even when they're right in front of you in the same room as you. Here's just a few examples of problem areas where a Roze skin player can just crouch or lay in a corner that happens to be shaded, and it will keep them concealed at least well enough that it takes people much longer to react in that situation and get shots on target compared to if they were using any other skin. And in a game like Warzone, especially if we're talking close quarter situations like being within the same building, every millisecond counts in a fight, and therefore this skin actually alters the outcome of quite a few situations. There is a very obvious gameplay advantage to using the Roze skin over literally any other operator or skin that is available in the game currently. And I consider this to be a fairly big issue, especially due to the fact that not anybody can just go and get this Roze skin now at this point. If you didn't play Modern Warfare or Warzone in Season 5, or you didn't buy the Battle Pass for Season 5, which means real money had to be spent in order to get this skin, you're actually going to be at a disadvantage while playing Warzone. If this skin were available to anybody for free just by completing challenges or whatever, then I would still be a little bit annoyed that there's one skin that gives you a gameplay advantage whereas none of the others do, but I wouldn't be nearly as annoyed with it because at least everybody has the same equal opportunity to get that skin without having to spend extra money, so it wouldn't be pay to win and it wouldn't have been a timed exclusive thing. However, that's not the case at all. It was timed exclusive and you had to pay real money for it, which is why I strongly feel Raven or Infinity Ward, whoever would handle this, should be making some adjustment to that skin. It doesn't have to be a massive adjustment that completely changes the style of the skin. I think it's a cool style to have and everything. And people did spend real money in order to get the Battle Pass, and this was one of the big ticket items in that Battle Pass. So changing the skin up to a totally different style, I don't think that would fly too well in the community. However, I do feel like even just some really small, minor adjustments could be made that would bring the Roze skin more in line with other character models when it comes to seeing them in a darker area. Honestly, they could do something as simple as roll up her sleeves a little bit. As you can see right now with the character model, the one little bit of contrast that we do get on the character model is the fact that you can see a very small section of Roze's wrist. Now, this area is so small that most of the time it doesn't really make a difference. It's not enough of a contrasting element to make a Roze skin pop out and to make you immediately realize, oh, that's an enemy player in a dark area. But if they were to roll those sleeves up to her elbows, for instance, that would add a lot of extra contrast, and it would help make those Roze skins pop a bit more in those shadowy areas. The nice thing about this change is it wouldn't actually change the style of the skin at all. You wouldn't even be adjusting the outfit. You would just be adjusting how she's wearing the outfit. So I think something like that would receive the smallest amount of backlash from people that don't want the Roze skin to change. Now, in saying that, I'm sure there's already going to be a lot of people saying, well, that completely defeats the purpose of this outfit because it's supposed to be a dark, stealthy outfit. And realistically, you wouldn't roll up your sleeves like that if you're wearing an outfit for stealth. When it comes to that argument, I simply don't care. I think gameplay balance should absolutely be coming before realism in this particular case, especially since this skin is so unique in that none of the other skins allow you to blend in with the environment so much. But yeah, a couple alternatives that I've also seen to this is people think that her harness, for instance, should just be a slightly different color, maybe a bit of a brighter color so there's a bit more contrast with the character model there. Or the mask that she's wearing, maybe brighten that up a little bit or make it red or do something to it that still keeps the same general style while adding some contrast there to help with visibility. For me, I'm really down for anything at this point. The Roze skin is so overused, and it's just so frustrating to run into a situation where you literally just can't see a character that's in the same room as you and right in front of you because they happen to be in a shadow, when that wouldn't happen with any other character model. And honestly, when it comes to this, I don't even get frustrated with the people that use the Roze skin so much as the game devs themselves. This is a classic case of don't hate the player, hate the game. In a high-stakes game like Warzone, where you only have one life or two with the gulag, especially with skill-based matchmaking in place, players are obviously going to be trying to squeeze out every gameplay advantage they possibly can. And in the case of this Roze skin, it's not like you're exploiting a glitch, it's not like you're cheating, you're not doing anything the developers didn't intend for you to be able to do. And therefore, I think of this the same way as using meta weapons, or using the best weapon in the game. I don't blame players for doing that in Warzone. Of course there's going to be people out there that are trying to maximize their effectiveness and play as well as possible. As long as they're doing that within the rules and they're not exploiting anything, I'm not upset with the players themselves. I'm more so upset with how the game is balanced here. And this is why I feel it's up to the developers to make an adjustment to this Roze skin to improve gameplay balance overall. Now, of course, this is just my opinion. I'd like to know in the comments section below. First up, do you think the Roze skin is perfectly fine as is and should stay the way it is? Or do you think it should be changed? And if you do think it should be changed in some way, what would you like to see done to it? Do you think rolling up the sleeves would be a good idea? Would that be enough? Or should even more be done to make Roze skins more visible in Warzone? Just let me know all of those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.